Hey, Shalom, Most High Christ bless. Officer Elkanah here, IUIC TV, Phoenix, Arizona. Who do I got with me today?
Alfredo.
Daniel. What's your name, sweetheart?
Elena.
What is it? Elena, okay. Pretty princess right there, all praises. Here we are with
Ezzy.
Adrian.
Antoinette.
I'm Nathaniel. My name Karan. You usually call me Ron, but you know what I'm saying, it's something light.
Okay, whatever you want. Ron, we got you, bro. I got a question. So, did you celebrate Thanksgiving yesterday? And what does Thanksgiving mean to you, bro?
Yes, I did celebrate Thanksgiving yesterday. Thanksgiving is usually a somewhat good holiday to me. You know, I get to celebrate my family or whatever, all the people I get to usually see, but you know, I don't usually celebrate Thanksgiving every year. This year I did though, so it was good.
Okay.
Did you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yes. And what does Thanksgiving mean to you?
Being grateful.
Being grateful? Okay.
Being grateful, being with the family, spending time with them.
With the family? Okay.
I'm Hispanic, so where we come from in Mexico, we don't celebrate it. It's just kind of like a day off for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't celebrate it, it's more like a day off.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, sir?
Yeah, same. I come from a Hispanic family, so it really is just a day to be together and eat food.
Gotcha. So no real significance or background, but more a day off, be able to come together and eat food?
Yeah.
All right. What about Antoinette, right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Same here. I am Palestinian and my people are being genocided right now, and so I don't believe in a colonial holiday.
Okay, so you're against oppression.
I am.
Okay. Now, I heard you say besides all the history stuff, what other history stuff do you know about Thanksgiving?
I just know about, the pilgrimage and just to me I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I'm not gonna be like 100% and be like, oh, I know everything about Thanksgiving and everything, but there's a lot of negative connotations about it. You know what I mean? How Americans came, they just tore up the Native Americans lives, just the Indians that were here before us. You know what I mean? It was just horrible. You know what I mean? We brought famine. We destroyed families for basically no reason. You know what I mean? It has a bad history behind it. But I mean, besides all that, I feel like we made it into a more wholesome holiday.
Should we remember that history, or should we just forget about that history?
We should definitely remember it. We should definitely remember it and just see how it affects others, for sure. If you take away that negative history about such a wonderful holiday, now that we see it, it's it's very backlash. You know what I mean? Like it's weird.
Why is Thanksgiving the only day of the year most people say that they should be thankful?
They should be thankful for their families, you know what I mean? Especially if they grew up around, like a good family. If they have nothing to regret about living with their families, you know what I mean? Then that's all power to them, you know what I mean? It depends on the person, for sure.
Because there's 365 days out of the year, but America says one day, that's the one day that we should celebrate and be thankful. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I didn't even think of that. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. A lot of times we celebrate some days and we never really think about the root of what's taking place, right?
Facts.
Nah, I have no idea.
Okay.
No, but we should always be grateful.
There you go. Should always be grateful. That's a good answer. What's your name again? Daniel, that's a good answer. We should always be grateful, Daniel says. So why is Thanksgiving the only day that the majority of people seem to be thankful throughout the year?
But are they thankful on Thanksgiving? I think that's the question, right? I think they want to believe that they're grateful on Thanksgiving, but what are you thankful for? How are you showing gratefulness? You're making food, but how does that show thankfulness? Give back to your community, be a part of something every day of the year.
Right, so it should be every day of the year, not just one day of the year?
Yeah, it should be a lifestyle, thankfulness, right? Gratefulness.
Exactly, okay, I like it. What about you, sir?
Yeah, for me, I think it's just a long old tradition that hasn't been checked or hasn't been, updated to recent times. Like for example, daylight savings time. Like if we go back to the origins of Thanksgiving and what that means, like I'm sure nobody wants to just celebrate that.
Right. Okay, I like, and so it's a lot of thought behind why you guys do things. Is what it sounds like. Don't want to just be doing one day a year showing things, but actually live a thankful life day in and day out. And same thing you said, know the origins behind what you're doing and not just keep the day without understanding where it came from and what it represents, right? Okay, what about you, Antoinette?
I think we celebrate it because of capitalism in America and Black Friday and just getting money for the world to continue to spend, and I don't love it. So
okay, so there's an agenda behind the economy and how they pump money in and out of the economy. I like it.
Do you know the origins of Thanksgiving and how it came about?
I wouldn't say so. No.
About the origins of Thanksgiving and how it came to be today?
Not at all.
Okay.
No. I'm not very educated when it comes to some holidays, I'm gonna be honest. So no.
That's fair. That's why we're doing some of these questions today. Sometimes we celebrate some things and we never really think about it, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Thanksgiving, I just be thinking about the food and my family.
Okay.
That's just how it go for me.
The greens, beans, potatoes, yams, hams.
I don't know about the yams, but the hams, yeah.
Nope. No?
Repeat it again?
Do you know the origins of Thanksgiving and how it came about?
No, I just know about the pilgrims, that's it.
What about the pilgrims? What's the story you heard? The story they gave?
I don't remember. It's been a long time from school,
Okay, so you just know vaguely about the pilgrims?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to WGBH.org, an article written by Philip Martin, the first official Thanksgiving was declared by the U.S. government, John Winthrop of Massachusetts, to celebrate the massacre of over 700 Paycow men, women, and children and taking possession of tribal lands. Did you guys know that?
I did.
Okay, so did you know that?
I knew it was some sort of like just genocide, like mass killing. So but to know that direct people, it's awful.
Right. Okay, but you had an idea as far as the there were deeper roots than what's publicized. Okay.
See, it definitely has a dark history. Celebrating something like that is horrible.
And it's actually documented. And these are historical facts and their records. Right?
Yeah.
The first official Thanksgiving was declared by U.S. government John Winthrop of Massachusetts in 1637 to celebrate, right, all the way back 400, 500 years ago, right? It said that they did that day in celebration of the massacre of over 700 Pequot Indians, men, women, and children, and they took possession of their tribal lands.
So that was the first national declared Thanksgiving when the colonists killed Pequot Indians and took their land. That's when they declared it a Thanksgiving holiday. Another fact I'm going to give you, brothers. According to CNN.com, article written by Lauren Kent says European settlers killed an estimated 56 million indigenous people over a 100-year span in South, Central, and North America. So within a 100-year span, the Europeans killed 56 million indigenous natives in this land. Did you guys know that?
No.
So it was declared in 1637 when Thanksgiving was declared.
You guys know that?
Not the numbers, but that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. I didn't know that. They don't really publicize those sort of things out there for people to know. So
Right, it's not put out publicly in the media or okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say mainstream media won't tell you that stuff. You gotta look into it.
You got to do your research.
Okay. So in a 100-year span, European settlers killed an estimated 56 million indigenous natives here.
that's horrible, man. And to think that that could have been, some of my ancestors, that could have been, any one of my friends' ancestors as well. It's horrible to think about. It's definitely something depressing.
Do you have native family?
My grandmother and and her side of the family are, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to ask her, but I'm pretty sure it's Apache.
Okay. So you do have native family and native bloodline.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Did you know this history about your ancestors?
I didn't know about the numbers. I definitely didn't know that it was celebrated to, celebrate that kind of, that's horrible. That type of genocide.
Do you believe Thanksgiving has a different meaning today than it did back in the 1600s?
1600s, yes. Now, probably not. Because people don't probably look that far back deep. But if they probably do, then they'll probably have a different look at it.
Do you believe Thanksgiving has a different meaning today than it did in the 1600s?
I believe so.
Okay, what's the different meaning you think it means?
Like I said, being grateful. You be around your family.
Okay, being around family. Well, now knowing the origins of it, do you think it means anything different now?
No.
No? So is Thanksgiving a different meaning from what it was originally intended to celebrate the massacre of the native people? Back then, that's when it originated, and that's what they were celebrating, and that's why they called it Thanksgiving. Now, forward to 2023, does Thanksgiving mean to be celebrated in a different way now?
Yeah.
Yes? In which way?
Being grateful that you.
Being grateful, okay.
Family.
Yeah, well, same thing he's saying.
Being grateful.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I think it's probably the only difference now is the okay and acceptance of ignorance. Like, we have all the tools, we have Google, we have all the opportunity to learn what it really was then.
Right.
And so what it's turned into is just another display of human ignorance.
Okay, I like that. What about you?
I feel like there was the same sentiment back then, but just people were afraid to speak because they would be, killed or so there's a few minority that had that voice and didn't want to share it. And I think the difference with what it is now is where a lot more people are agreeing with that, and
right.
Yeah, and it's just becoming the majority opinion now, and we can just mainly speak for ourselves now. So
okay, so you think it's important to be able to get the information that's not publicly put out and to be able to speak truth and shed light on it?
Yeah, free speech.
All right. What about you, Antoinette?
Yeah, I think we've got just a generation of people that don't just take what they are told, and they do their own research. And so I don't think we could ever go back with what we know today. And I think like the Gen Z generation is doing an incredible work of just dismantling systems of oppression. And I think it's important. It can't go back. There's too many of us that know too much.
Right. So would you agree that Thanksgiving would be another way to continue oppression?
I would.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if people are celebrating that part of the history, it's definitely gone, haywire if they're still celebrating that. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, if it's not like how I was saying it earlier, how it's just to bring families together nowadays, and just something more holy. I feel like we flipped it completely on its underbelly, and But I feel like it probably should be moved to a different date, because to have it on the same day each year, to have that type of negative history, it's horrible.
Very, very horrible. So if it was originally celebrating death and the murder of natives, should we then turn it into something good and holy and change the origins of it and try to make it better?
I feel like we already have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not old enough to really have a really big standing on it. But hell, we've already, We've already kind of turned it on its underbelly and made it something more positive than it's ever been. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
In consideration that back then that many million people were dead and killed over it, but today we celebrate in honor of just giving thanks and, like you said, just the food, right?
Facts, yeah.
So do you think that our perspective, the way we look at it, is correct or incorrect, or how should we really look at it?
Honestly, just spend time with your family. Honestly, it's Thanksgiving, you know, there's a lot of food, a lot of things to be thankful for, you know, and just be thankful for it. You know, you living life.
Okay.
No matter how bad or how good it may be, you know, make it better every day.
So even despite like the history and things that took place over that time, do you think that's the appropriate time to still be thankful, even considering all the blood and things that were shed during that day?
I mean, that's up for debate and then self-opinion, but me personally, I mean, yeah, if you want to be thankful that day, you can be thankful that day.
So, can I show you what the Bible says about Thanksgiving? A couple scriptures real quick about what Thanksgiving is. Okay. Let me get Psalms 55 and 21. Because we're also out here to show that the blacks, Hispanics, and natives, we are the biblical Israelites, God's chosen people. We are the chosen people of this book and the greatest nation on the face of the earth. The reason why the Europeans conquered us and ruled over us and took the land, because we went through curses for breaking God's commandments. But in these last days, he's bringing us back to our true nationality and our true heritage and to the truth about everything we celebrate and its origins. And when we find out and look in the history, it's demonic, wicked, and it only kills our people. And that was a celebration of Thanksgiving. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
This was talking about the European settlers. When they came to this land, what were they doing with the natives? Making peace treaties, saying, hey, we'll be peaceful with you. Just teach us how to farm. Teach us how to till the land. So his words were smoother than butter.
But war was in his heart.
But what was in his heart?
War was in his heart.
So we're reading out of the Bible about the European colonizers that came here. They spoke real smooth, but war was in his heart. That's why we read the statistics and historical facts. 56 million within a 100-year span of indigenous natives were slaughtered and killed, and their tribal land stolen and stolen into possession of the European settlers. And when they came, they said, let's give thanks and let's make a dinner for us conquering these natives that live here. That was the origins of it.
I think it was you had brought up traditions, right? And you had mentioned just a lot of times nowadays we're keeping these traditions that were perpetuated, but we don't really understand exactly where they came from or the origins of them and what we're agreeing with when we keep that holiday, right?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that, and I just think it's just time to like recheck those and just take a good objective view at it.
Right, examine what we've been taught. Okay, so I'm gonna read this real quick. Go ahead and read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do you also transgress the commandment of God?
So this is Jesus Christ, right? And he said, why do we transgress the commandment of God, right? Read.
By your tradition.
By the traditions that we keep. So in the Bible, and everyone has their different religious beliefs, right? But the Bible has specific feast days or high holy days that were outlined, right? And if we're believing the Bible, God said he gave us those high holy days to celebrate. But nowadays we're transgressing God's commandment and we're keeping traditions that men came up with.
So like if you were to bring Jesus into the holiday and just, make it more holy than it is, then for sure.
Got you. And I like what you said. You said bring Jesus into the holiday and make it holy. And I'm glad you said that. Give me Colossians 2:8, because we're going to show you that. So the origins of Thanksgiving, is Thanksgiving in the Bible?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll tell you, it's not written in the Bible. And the origins, do you think Christ would sit and celebrate and eat a table that was giving a celebration of murdering millions of indigenous chosen people? No, so it wouldn't be of Jesus. And the Bible said, who can turn a clean thing into unclean thing into clean? No one can. So if it starts wicked and evil, you can't change it, because that's the origins of it. But I'm gonna read you the scripture. Read.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men,
So beware lest any man spoil you of vain philosophy and deceit after the tradition of man. Thanksgiving is a tradition of man. A U.S. Governor, John Winthrop, declared Thanksgiving in 1637, giving thanks for massacring indigenous people and taking their land. And that's where the Thanksgiving holiday came about and Thanksgiving dinner came about. The turkey represents the bodies that was killed. The cranberry sauce represents the blood that was spilt. The stuffings is the guts that fell out of the pregnant women when they were slicing their bellies open. So all these food items had a representation and significance of them murdering indigenous people. That's why they do the turkey, because they roast the body. It's like a whole body. They did that to the natives, so they remember it every year. Read on.
After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
And what?
And not after Christ.
Thanksgiving is what?
Not after Christ.
He said, don't follow traditions of man that's not after Christ. These traditions are of the world. Shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless you, Israel. Officer Elkanan here, IUIC, Phoenix, Arizona. Cuts from the street, Thanksgiving edition. We came out here to give our people some understanding of the origins of Thanksgiving and what God says about Thanksgiving. And you'll see throughout the videos and interviews, a lot of our people, even though they got the history, the edification from the scriptures that they say they believe in, they still said that they would celebrate Thanksgiving knowing it's a murderous, evil, wicked holiday, and God disagrees with it. But at the end of the day, they still got edified. It was a good interview. It was a good location, and all praises to the Most High. We was able to bring out the word and gauge our people. And y'all got anything?
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless.
And with that, we say shalom, Most High in Christ bless.